my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change, I've been rocking this exchange,
Bang, bang. What's going on, guys? This is the main event on Talkin Hands. I'm your host, Preston. As always, joined by my co-host, Danny Betts. We're here to break down this Saturday's main event, Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson. Before we do that, going to recap last week's huge title fight, impressive win, Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte. Danny, what do you think about the bout? Any of your thoughts on Fury versus Whyte?
I don't know if that was my issue or if I was acting or if you were, but the Fury fight was crazy, man. It was a little tricky in the beginning. Like, you saw Dillian Whyte in the first round. He came out as a southpaw. Like, everybody was shocked. Everybody was like, what the hell is going on here? But then Tyson Fury was like, okay, you want to play that game. So in the second round, he comes and starts switching stances and trying to make it tricky for Whyte. Did you notice that in the first couple rounds?
Yeah, I mean, I figured just the way Whyte fought the last few bouts that he had to switch it up because kind of what we discussed last week, the way I thought we said minus 600 was a gift.
Dude, for sure.
Like, I was like, there's no way he's losing this fight without Dillian Whyte boxes. Like, there's no way. And then, like you mentioned, he's susceptible to the uppercut. Yeah, he got knocked out by the uppercut.
Yeah, dude, because he was. I mean, I know he swings wide, and I'm talking about Dillian Whyte, but like he was extra wide with his hooks. It was crazy. He was bringing them from his waist, and he was swinging away. But he couldn't do anything. He couldn't catch him. Like, Fury was too quick, and his jab was. He already established that jab early. I want to say the second round. So Whyte was definitely having some issues with that.
Yeah, it was just more the technical boxing of Fury was going to get there. And when I watched the Povetkin fight previously for Whyte, he just comes so wide that it was just a matter of time before Fury diced him up. What were your thoughts? Go ahead.
Can we talk about this though? I have my bet from 7th round to 12th round, right? Plus 175. I'm not mad. Okay, I'm mad because I didn't cash because it was literally like 15 seconds. But can we talk about when he hit him with the uppercut and then he literally pushed him down? Like, Fury pushed him down, and it was like, I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? You can't do that. Nobody was talking about it.
I see that a lot though in boxing. Like,
yeah,
but that's a lot.
Not like that though. That was like an all out, like, pushed you down or whatever. I was like, whoa.
But he was done.
No, he was done anyways.
Yeah.
Like one more strike, he would have been done. But I was just like, wow. But it was necessary.
Well, yeah. I mean, hindsight. Obviously, it's hindsight. But Fury by KO was like minus 150, maybe.
Yeah.
So
you're
taking a minus 600 down to a minus 150.
Right.
Yeah.
I had plus money on the 7th to 12th, but I had him like in every parlay, so he cashed a lot of parlays for me. But my straight bet, you're seconds away, bro.
Yeah. So, what were your thoughts about, like, I don't want to say it was a scuffle, but the post-fight interaction between him and Francis Ngannou?
I mean, we've seen this kind of coming or whatever, but I think it's a cool idea, something different. I know Ngannou was talking about using UFC gloves and mixing up the rules and things like that. I know one person that wasn't like happy about it, and that was Dana White. He clearly didn't like that.
Yeah, well, Dana White also is pretty against the Usman Canelo bout, which Usman is still pushing, and Usman's manager today, I don't know if you saw it, tweeted at Canelo.
Yep.
And was like dogging Canelo, and then Canelo was like, "Who the f is this?"
Yeah, he was like, he said something like, "Oh, your Canelo is fighting guys that have like 5,000 followers on Instagram, and somebody retweeted it and said, "Dude, Bivol has like 200,000. What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Good old Ali would have done. So
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't mind that for like a huge payday for Ngannou, but I don't see it going well for him. Like if they're actually boxing.
Oh no. I
Like
mean,
even if they used UFC gloves instead of like boxing gloves, I mean that
right.
I would almost assume that'd be worse for him.
I just don't. I mean, we'll see how many rounds and stuff like that. I want to see like the details. It'll definitely be entertaining for sure.
Yeah, I mean it'll probably be a big pay-per-view because I know not to be sidetracked, but the UFC it looks to be sort of set in stone. John Jones versus Stipe, and then I'm
Yeah.
assuming that's the next opponent for Ngannou, like the winner, which they're
Yeah.
hoping Jones would be. So maybe Ngannou does a Fury fight, does a boxing match, Fury rides in the sunset, and then we get that Ngannou fight. But I kind of agree with Boston Nick here in the chat. Whyte was done. He was cooked. Yeah, Whyte wasn't.
Oh yeah,
there.
for sure. I just needed him to get back up and just wait a couple
Yeah,
more
15
seconds.
more seconds.
But
And then Ricky T, he says Bivol ain't going to be an easy fight for Canelo, but I think Canelo will stop him late. I agree.
yeah, I
We'll
definitely
see.
agree. It's not gonna be easy.
Yeah, we'll save the prediction for next week, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't be parlaying Canelo quite yet. But I gotta watch a little more tape on Bivol.
Yeah,
I think that's a very, very difficult fight for Canelo. But with that being said, we can move on. Big fight this week, our main event for this week: Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez. Not a pay-per-view, thank God. So I believe this is on ESPN, ESPN Plus. Winner is basically the king of 130. So Danny, what you liking in this one? Great fight. Two
man.
undefeated
Yes,
fighters, undefeated
yes,
boxers.
bro. I still feel like this fight is like underrated. Like nobody's really. I mean, people are talking about it, of course, but like I still feel it should be out there even more. Like people are sleeping on this fight, but I'm so excited for this fight. We got Valdez undefeated. He's 30-0 with 23 knockouts. You got Shakur Stevenson 17-0 with 9 knockouts. One thing about this fight that I noticed, Valdez hasn't fought a southpaw opponent in a long time. I'm talking about years ago, a true southpaw, and that's what Shakur Stevenson is. He's a southpaw fighter. He can actually switch. But Shakur Stevenson is 5'7", 68 reach. Oscar Valdez is 5'5" and a half with 66-inch reach. Um, I'm just gonna tell you like I see it, bro. Like I like Shakur in this one a lot. I've been parlaying him up since he was like minus. I think he opened up like minus 250 if I'm not mistaken, something like that. And I think he's at minus 650 now. So everybody's putting money on Shakur for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with the money coming in on Stevenson. He looked fantastic. His last fight against Jamal Herring stopped him late, but he showed an aggression that he really was, to me, lacking in previous bouts. And if he comes with that same aggression, maybe he gets another late stoppage. Like the chat said, if you guys would love to, it'd be greatly appreciated. You could help us out. Go to buymeacoffee.com/pubsportsradio. We're funding a trip to Atlantic City. It sounds like maybe we'll get into a boxing match out there. I know usually there's some big bouts, so that'd be greatly appreciated to help support the company. But I agree. I like Stevenson here. The issue with Valdez is Stevenson's jab is going to cause him tremendous issues.
Dude, I think his overall game, like let's talk about Shakur Stevenson's great footwork, like great jab, great movement. I think he's one of the best, if not the best, in the boxing game right now, and how to manage his distance. Like he'll go in, land his 3-punch, 4-punch combo, and he's out. He's out the door. Like I see this fight going from round one. That's the thing I like Shakur Stevenson. He starts fast. He's gonna put the pace on Valdez, and I think he's gonna frustrate him to the point that because I could see Valdez trying to pick his spots early, but I think he's gonna get frustrated, and then he's gonna go to old school Valdez and become more aggressive, typical Mexican fighter, trying to a cat and mouse, try to chase Shakur down. One thing though, Shakur is not a huge power puncher. His last fight he got the knockout or TKO basically, but Herring, in my opinion, doesn't have as much power as Valdez, and I think Shakur's gonna show a little bit more respect to Valdez. I still think he could get a knockout late, but I'm gonna bet him personally by decision.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is though, in a lot of Valdez's fights, he gets I don't know if it's scar tissue or what, but he'll cut
Oh
and
yeah,
he's gonna get hit pretty
sure.
cleanly during the spout. Where I would be a little wary about Shakur. I don't want to say taking the foot off the pedal, so to speak, but I could see a late stoppage in this one. And I don't know, it's a hard fight for Valdez because he's gonna come in with like big hooks. Shakur's gonna jab him to death, move around, just pinpoint him, and just dance around. But Valdez, I'll give it, gotta give credit to him. Maybe it wasn't his last bout, but where he knocked out Berchelt, he really improved his defense.
Yeah.
He landed some big, heavy shots, and he smoked Berchelt pretty bad, and he was a fairly sizable underdog.
Dude.
Obviously, this is two different fighters completely, but he did look good. I'm trying to give any reasoning to pump up Oscar Valdez here.
Oh, for sure. Nothing
Yeah.
taken away from him besides him cheating. I mean, he got popped for PEDs, but actually after that fight, but that was clearly his best performance of his career. Like,
Yes.
I personally I've never seen him like that. Like, the guy was just, and we know styles make fights, and I think that was a perfect style for him, like in Basalt to showcase his talent. But like, he was making him miss. His counters were crispy. His movement, it was crazy. Like, I'm like, this is the best performance. This is the best Valdez I've ever seen.
Yeah, he rolled really well with the punches.
Yeah.
And he used very good head movement. But again, in this fight, he's going to be the smaller man. He's going to have less power. Well, maybe not. The power could be comparable, but he's going to be slower and smaller. So Shakur is going to dictate the fight. It's going to be up to Valdez. To me, Valdez has to make this almost a Marcos Maidana Floyd Mayweather fight. Get in his grill, pin him up against the ropes, and do as much damage as he can. And we got Jeff here saying these last few stoppages have got me the week before last. I believe he's referencing the Errol Spence fight. Tough. I know Spence by decision was
I know
all of our kind of pick there, but if you've seen his Instagram, Ugas's eye is still
it's bad. It's bad,
messed
bro.
up. Yeah. And pay-per-view king up units from Fury. Yeah, it'll be a shame when Tyson Fury retires because he is a cash machine.
Hopefully he doesn't, man.
Yeah, ideally he doesn't. But I don't know. I like this fight. I like it's a free fight, ESPN. It's a good showcase fight for Stevenson. And Stevenson, what I love about Stevenson is he wants the fights. A lot of these guys don't want the fights, so I love that.
I just love a lot of things about him, man. He's got that confidence, he's got that nastiness to him. But if you like me and for the first time, you'll think, oh man, this guy's just an asshole or whatever. But he does have respect for his opponents afterwards. But before the fights and during the fights, like he says it, I'm going there, do what I gotta do. I'm confident in myself and my talent. And he's saying like he can get a knockout on this one, but he said wherever the fight goes, I'm gonna be great at. So, and I agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree too. And if you guys want to wager on this bout, you can at mybookie.ag. Enter that promo code PUBSPORTS. Get a 100% sign up bonus up to $1,000. Use the Bitcoin, get that 100% sign up bonus. If you do credit or debit, you get 50%. Again, that's mybookie.ag. Promo code PUBSPORTS. And if you guys want to, we have prize picks. That's promo code PUBSPORTS. Prize picks. You can do MLB, NHL, PGA, boxing, all of it. PUBSPORTS promo code. We'll match your first deposit up to $100. Enter that promo code PUBSPORTS. And what's great about it is if you're on this channel, we have Prize Picks videos every single day.
Yeah.
So you already know where to be. You're here, PUBSPORTS Radio. Pay-per-view king. I wouldn't argue that. He says he thinks Valdez has more power.
Yes.
I don't think I
agree.
would argue that point.
Yeah.
Danny, what's your thoughts on that?
The thing, I agree, but sometimes you don't have to be the most powerful guy. With Shakur, I see him more of a volume guy. Like he's gonna just wear you down and get more like TKOs, like his last fight. It's gonna be too much of a beating at one point. That's the only way I think he gets a knockout here. And let's face it, man. If there's a lot of haters on Valdez now because of the whole PED situation, but the guy's tough. He's fought with a broken jaw. Like this guy's tough as hell. Yeah. So that's another reason why I like Shakur by decision. Because now all of a sudden people are gonna think, oh, he's a knockout artist or whatever, which I get, but I can see him get a late stoppage maybe because he is young. He's filling out his body right now. You could tell that by his last fights with Shakur Stevenson. So I'm gonna try and make it. I'm gonna make Shakur Stevenson try to prove it to me again about his knockout power. I'm just gonna bet him by decision. But yeah, shout out to Pay-Per-View King and Slaughter, Real Deal Prime. He said wrestling rules.
Wrestling rules. Wrestling ruled in the 90s, Real Deal Prime. I don't know if it rules right now. I see Pay-Per-View King. I mean, Danny said the line opened like minus 250. It's up to 600. Yeah. So if you want to take the shot, but to me, if you're betting Valdez, you have to bet him by knockout. He's not going to win a decision.
Dude, you know what's his knockout? It's like plus 1,200. If you really think that, like, just sprinkle that if you want. You know what I mean? And I get it. Valdez has a lot of power, but remember, if you go back to his last fight, he arguably like lost that fight. The only reason is because of his opponent got a little tired the second half of the fight. And it's kind of weird, after you get caught from PEDs and then the fight, I don't even know why they allow him to fight. For me, that's not fair. But he still fought that fight he was supposed to fight, and he didn't look good at all. And I understand he was talking about it really mentally broke him down. Everybody's debuting you as a cheater, this and that. And he said it. He said it in interviews, like, dude, like, I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to do anything. Like, I had all these thoughts in my head. So either is that, or he really was on PEDs, and you could tell from that fight. Or both.
Yeah. I think also he was kind of riding the high of, like, the greatest win of his career, and then he probably took the opponent lightly. I mean, he would be beyond stupid to take this fight lightly because he'll get wrecked.
I'm telling you, you can have power, but he's gonna get frustrated when he can't catch and hit Shakur Stevenson like he wants to.
Oh no, this could be like my biggest worry. Why? And I don't mind like your decision prop is this could be like 12 rounds of Stevenson jabbing,
he's gonna pick him apart,
jabbing and just hitting him with a 1-2 for 12 straight rounds, and like Valdez just like bull rushing and not knowing what to do and basically mentally giving up. Like during the bout, which to me, I don't want to say that happened in the Herring fight, but it was kind of like that because he couldn't get anything off him, and Stevenson was just
Herring has got to the point that he was just shutting up, and he still got finished. So my worry here is not so much about Stevenson's power; it's more about Valdez's game plan after he gets frustrated in the second half of the fight, and then he goes all out, typical Mexican style aggressive fighter. And he just keeps getting caught. That's my worry.
Yeah.
I'll bet on his toughness because Valdez is definitely tough. So.
I mean, he has no losses. He hasn't tasted defeat, so he doesn't want to lose, obviously.
Before you guys get out of here, can I ask you guys a question?
Yep.
All right. If you guys could spend $20 of mine on a fun prop, not like a prop that you would take just to get a little bit of cash. So I'm talking like 4X, 5X. What would you bet on one of these fights this weekend? If you could pick any prop, just to have fun.
One of these, okay. From the Shakur Stevenson one?
So a moneymaker, a sweater.
Like, okay, I would do Shakur Stevenson. I just saw it. rounds 10 through 12 at plus 1100.
I agree.
All right, let's do it.
I was just say 10 to
I'll
12.
try it this week. If it cashes, we'll make a big deal about it next weekend, and I'll ask you again.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I see a stop as late, either 7 to 12 or 10. 10 to 12 to get better odds, like Preston said.
Yeah, I love. I mean, I do give the odds might be a little exaggerated, but this is like a type of
Well,
bet on type boxer. I'm gonna take. Yeah.
Call me what you want, disrespectful or whatever, but like I agree with this line, man. Like I'm telling you, like this guy's gonna. This is his fight that he's gonna prove. Like I'm here. I'm about to take over. I'm gonna take my crown.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a Floyd Mayweather Arturo Gotti situation where he just gets beaten like pillar to post. Like it could be really bad, but we'll see. Pay-per-view king, who you guys got? Katie Taylor. I believe he's talking about the Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano fight. I personally don't have much on that, but I know Danny looked into a bit. So Danny, who do you got in this one?
Bro, I'll be honest, that fight is so close, and that's sleeping on the radar too. And it's women's boxing. I get it, but these two, this is probably one of the biggest fights in women's history in a while. It's at Madison Square Garden too. Puerto Rican fighter against an Irish fighter, so that stadium's gonna go crazy. Serrano, I'll break it down a little bit real quick. Serrano is basically like the heavier puncher. She's got a lot of KOs in her record. Taylor's more of a movement, typical technical boxer. She's a little older. I'm actually going to do something fun for this one because I can't see it happening. I like the draw at plus 800. I'm going to sprinkle that because I think this is going to be a close fight. Either it's going to be a split decision or something like that. There's a chance it could be a draw, and they could try to do like a rematch. And if I had to bet aside, I hate doing it because I'm Puerto Rican. I like, room for my people, but I think I'm going with Taylor by decision. I think it's like at plus 235. You can actually bet that and maybe sprinkle a little bit Serrano KO. And you probably hit, one of them for sure. But yeah, that's why I said plus 800. They know, I'm telling you, this is going to be a close-ass fight. They know this. But I still like that number just to sprinkle it because I know this fight is going to be super close.
Yeah, and I know Amanda Serrano's been built up by Jake Paul. She's been like all the undercards. So I believe Jake Paul is promoting this or doing something with this. So he'll be there too. So even pay-per-view king, what's he thinking draw as well, maybe?
Yeah, I'm gonna sprinkle that for sure. It's for fun to have some action on that one. Maybe not pick a side and just enjoy the fight. And if you hit it, man, plus 800, that's nice for sure.
It's a definitely decent chunk of change. Well, before we get out of here, we're going to give you our best bets. And then you guys have to make sure to stay after. New show debuting on Pub Sports Radio, The Nightcap, Nick, Cabby, live betting galore. So stay tuned here to The Nightcap on Pub Sports Radio. Danny, I believe you pretty much mentioned your best bet, but remind the people.
Yeah, my best bet would be Shakur Stevenson by decision. I think you get it around like minus 130, minus 135.
Okay. And I'll be, I'm not going to make it the best bet, even though I think Stevenson's going to knock him out. So I'm going to say Stevenson by KO plus 225. Yeah. But if you like that, sprinkle the 9 through 12 plus 1100. I believe Big Show's going to be on it. I'll put a couple bucks on it. I love it.
Can I be honest though? We can make for me personally, I really think Stevenson is gonna win this fight. If you're really trying to make money, you could bet the decision prop pretty hefty and then take round 7 to 12 because I do not see an early knockout by Shakur. And that's gonna be like what probably like plus 500-600 if the KO is like plus 235.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And Valdez is way too tough to just get smoked.
And 6 rounds, I do not see that.
Yeah. So yeah, I like both those bets. Pay-per-view Kings liking the over 10.5,
He thinks it goes the distance, maybe.
Yeah. So you can take that too. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Yeah, thank you, Seth, for coming in here. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Like I said, stay tuned here. Nightcaps next. If you like this content, hit that like button for us. Subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Tell us your thoughts.
Sure.
Who you got? You got the big upset here, Oscar Valdez. You got to let us know down below. If you do, you're gonna be one of
You better call that shit now. I want to
Yeah.
hear that shit after.
yeah, you'll be one of the very, very few who actually called the upset because everyone I know is on Stevenson. But yeah, I love that pay-per-view King parlay for Saturday. Love that for sure. And yeah, we'll get out of here, guys. This was the main event on Talkin Hands. See you guys next week. Canelo Bivol. Peace.